camera so you can see what we're doing. Opening a bottle by the looks of things. Okay guys, welcome back to Roberts & Co. Welcome back to London. Sunday night, live jewellery making session. Tonight I'm going to continue what we've been doing for the last few live sessions, which is restocking our 2x1mm D-shape, sterling silver D-shape wedding bands. Ran out of them. If you're watching the last few live streams, I'm going to repeat what I told you in the previous ones. This box should be full up. We got wiped out in 2020, and we're now in a position where I can. Back then, I was selling stuff fast and I could make it, and now that is no longer the case. So I need to make sure I've got minimum one of each. Ideally, sort of 6 to 12 of each, but we'll get started with one of each. So I need to make I might make the C and an S tonight. I want to keep things simple. I don't want this to go on for hours, so maybe just a couple. C and an S. Oh no, that is the S there. Is that the S? It looks a bit small for an S. Pulled that out somewhere. Let's get a ring stick. Yeah, that is the S. Let's make a C and a P. Let's turn on the YouTube copyright-free music. So I've got a little sheet here for we make the wire in-house for this. We melt the silver down, turn it into an ingot, pin the ingot, put it through the rolling mills, end up eventually with a piece of square wire, a little bit over 2mm like that. We then put it through draw plates like this. And this is the chart for the SP68. So, the SP68 draw plate. So, for size C, going to need around 44mm. For the size P, around 60. One of these pieces of wire that we've made has a little bit of porosity in it, which I'm not going to use. So, I'm going to cut around. Most of this is usable, but there are sections of it with a little bit, and you could try and polish it out. It's easier just to cut it out, melt that down, start again. But the usable sections, of which most of it is usable, we will use, but I'm not going to try and polish a turd. Right, Sunday night, sadly not sponsored. Going for something different than Estrella tonight. St Austell Brewery, proper job, powerfully hopped IPA, bottle conditioned. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops and yeast. An authentic IPA packed full of citrus flavours. Proper job is a big, bold and strong beer with a crisp, bitter finish, perfect for pairing with full flavoured dishes. Sounds good. Right, let's get we've got the. I don't know when you're watching this. If you're watching this live, you'll know it's 2 weeks till Christmas Eve. So we're putting the Christmas music on. Most people are watching these on the replay. So if you're watching this in the middle of next summer, the music will make very little sense. Cheers. Tastes good. Right, let's make some rings. Size C. I'm going to chop the C out of this long porosity because I need to be able to chop quite a small amount out. 44mm. Cutters. What I actually think happened with this, I was quenching it too quickly. It was too hot when I was annealing it. And the funny thing with silver is, which I've experienced a few times. If you quench it too quickly, it almost ends up, when you put it through the rolling mills, I wouldn't go so far as say it's like wringing out a sponge, but if you quench it too, I think it takes on some of the water from the quenching subsurface, and then you basically press it out in the rolling mill, which is not good because it's going to, and it develops porosity, and I think that's what's happening. It's a pretty unusual thing to happen. And also what happens, I'll give you a little close-up of the porosity. It tarnishes, so it's not just porosity, it's porosity with black tarnish. Can you see it there where my thumbs are? See, it's not just porosity, it's, yeah, I think that is basically subsurface. Water gets in if you quench it too quickly in water, and then eventually it comes to the surface. You're squeezing, probably it actually bubbles up. You end up with almost like little blisters because it's probably very close to the surface. First of all, it blisters, and then when it reaches the surface, you end up with, you're rolling it out and it becomes wet. It's a really odd situation. 44 mil. Yeah, I think if you get it a little bit, red hot when you're annealing it, and quench it before it's, I didn't even use that saw blade and it's broken. Right, let's get another 8-0. If you quench it while it's still red hot, it takes on water. Okay, so that's the blank for our C. And I'm going to chop out another bit, appears to have porosity. And the rest looks good on this. So I need 60 mil for the size P. Yeah, 60 mil. Right, I'll give you a little close-up of our ring blanks. So this will be, ultimately, hopefully this will be a size C and a size P. So I'm going to stamp them 925. It's easy to do it while they're flat. .925 for 92.5%, which is the minimum fine silver content of sterling silver. I'm just stamping them roughly in the middle. It doesn't need to be perfectly it needs to be perfectly in the center of the ring width-wise, but length-wise it's just to make sure it's as far away from the solder joint as possible to avoid any risk of the solder flowing into the 925 mark and skewing it. I'm just going to use flat half round. Let me give you a little, show you where we're at. So use flat half round pliers to close up the solder joints. You might have to run a saw blade through them if they're a little bit uneven. Good, actually. Just using a cut-4 file to clean off the surface, get rid of any burrs. Right, it's good. I'm just going to use Argotex flux mixed with meth. I'll flux it and solder it together. I've got solder already cut. For some reason the solder's flowed all on one side. I'm going to saw that open, do that again. Just put it on the steel block to draw the heat out of it. Yeah, when you're hand making wire, it can behave in really strange ways compared to wire you buy from bullion dealers. Just does something really strange to the surface. It's almost like there's a surface tension on it. It's a hard thing to explain. No one seems to know anything about it online. It's almost like the process seems to give it a sort of magnetic charge, even though precious metals are non-magnetic. Yeah, the draw plate process does something strange to the surface of the metal. It's not the rolling that does it, it's the draw plates that do it. It's not dirt either. Obviously there is dirt, grease and oil involved, but that's not, you can get rid of that. It does something to the surface. Which makes it almost repel solder. Unless you file the surface off with, or buff it off with emery or a really fine file. Looks fine. Right, let's do the J. big bit of solder, let's go with it. Just done the same thing. Solder's flowed both sides of the joint, but not bridged it. Let's let it cool down, I'll cut it over and do it again. It's a feature of this wire. Like I was saying, wire from bullion dealers does not behave like this. I've tried barreling it, electromagneting it, polishing it. Unless you file or buff the surface of it, it just does not want to. But even if you don't do it enough, solder just doesn't flow the way it should, or the way you want it to. I'll show you what I mean. The solder's flow on both sides, but not bridge the gap. It's a really strange phenomenon. Look at that. Have you ever seen solder do that before? And that was a really close fitting joint when I went to solder. It's bizarre. It's not so bad with the gold wire. You still have to clean the surface off. Sterling silver is the worst. Right, so we can get that soldered together. I still don't think the solder's flowing properly. Maybe. It's certainly not flowing the way it should. Right, so what size ring we've made? C.5, nearly a D. Right, we need to size that to a size C. Right, there we go, size C, it's on the line both sides. Where is the, there we go, C leading edge that way, C leading edge that way. Right, let's see how the joint on this, is it a size P? The solder's really spread out on the inside of the ring. It's quite a thin layer. But see if we can round that off and what size we've got. Right, let's see what size we've made. P1/2. Right, we can compress that down to a P. Not gone a bit far with that, are they? I felt like I pushed that a bit too far, but pretty close. A bit more on there. Right, there we go. Two more 2x1mm D-shaped rings made, size C, the size P. We'll give you a little close up of those both on the ring stick. So they're ready for polishing. There's the P, and there's the C. So then machine polishing, pre-polishing, and then hand finishing, the polishing machine. Yeah, 2 more rings made for stock. Right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Probably for more 2x1mm sterling silver D shapes. We still need to fill that box up. Right, toodles.